You're not worried because you're afraid of the future. You're worried because you don't know how to own the present. That knot that you're feeling in your gut, that restless night where you kept tossing and turning, is not from uncertainty, it's from powerlessness. It's that silent scream of a person who's forgotten how to act now. And here's the truth: worrying about the future is a form of self betrayal. It's a mental prison disguised as preparation. And every minute that you're spending trapped in that mental loop is a minute stolen from your potential today. You spend 3 hours worrying today. That's 3 hours you could have been doing something. So tell me, what are you really afraid of? Not the future. It's a present moment that scares you because it demands something that you've stopped giving yourself. That's control, clarity, courage. Welcome back to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This podcast is a short, actionable podcast. It's here to help you get from stuck to unstoppable, from mediocre to master. And today we're talking about worrying and about your future, how you need to actually use it to be productive. So this episode is about you breaking down why you can't stop worrying, why that's killing your momentum, and how to flip the switch. So this is all about you reclaiming your power. So let's dive in. Right now, inside your head, this is playing on repeat. If I don't plan everything perfectly, I'll fail. If I don't have all the answers, I'm lost. If I don't worry, I'm being irresponsible. Do those sound familiar? That voice in your head telling you this, that voice is your enemy. And the problem is, it's wearing a mask of protection. It's the liar that steals your present to pretend it's helping your future. And this belief is the root cause, and it's killing your momentum. You've been conditioned, you've been shown, you've been taught to think that actually worry equals preparation. But it's the exact opposite. It's your brain, and it confuses anxiety with action, but they're not the same. Worry, what it is at the end of the day, is a paralyzing echo chamber. It's something where a thought can just bounce around over and over and over again, but nothing will change, nothing will differ. But action is a focused and deliberate forward march. So you need to make the shift in your identity. You need to stop being the warrior and start being the executor. You're not a hostage to the unknown. You're the commander of your choices right now. You need to take back that wheel. You need to take back that pen and start writing your life in a way that you want it. This shift, again, it's not surface level. A lot of these shifts and a lot of the things I tell you, it's not quick fixes. It's all about you doing that deep, hard work to actually get and shift your identity and master your mindset. It means rewiring your brain to feel power in uncertainty instead of fear. It means demanding your mind stop borrowing trouble from the future and start building results today, because you're not the person who waits and worries. You're going to be the person who steps forward and owns what's in front of them. So I'm going to dissect what happens and what's happening in your brain when you worry. And I'm going to help you and give you a blueprint to rewire that. So your brain is a prediction machine. It's constantly scanning the environment for threats, real or imagined. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So your amygdala, which is your emotional alarm system, actually hijacks your rational mind when it senses danger. And when it does this, it ends up flooding your body with cortisol and adrenaline, which is stress. And that's your fight or flight response. But modern worry hijacks this system, making it active all the time. And the problem is that worry, it actually tricks your brain into thinking that you're preparing for something. It makes you think that you're actually doing something productive. But in reality, all it's doing is it's keeping you stuck in survival mode, keeping you exhausted, keeping you reactive, and keeping you frozen. Chronic stress actually shrinks your prefrontal cortex, which is your brain responsible for decision making and impulse control and focus. So when you're constantly stressed, you're actually inhibiting your good decision making skills. So the more you worry, the less capable you are of thinking clearly and taking effective action. And there's a great, I think it's a Japanese proverb saying, you cannot see your reflection in boiling water. So by you getting stressed, that's like the boiling water. You're unable to see your reflection in it. But when it's clear, when it's calm, then you can see clearly, you can see your reflection. And this matters because worrying about the future is literally training your brain to be weak and distracted. So the path to becoming undistractable and present, number one is awareness. So first you need to do, as always, is become self-aware, recognize the loop. When you catch yourself spiraling, say to yourself, this is worry, this is not preparation. Give that voice in your head a name. And so you can then see it as a third person. And then you can say, oh, that's just Worry William just talking. You're labeling the thought. And this simple act activates your prefrontal cortex and actually weakens that amygdala's grip. The second thing is to reframe your worry as a signal, not a strategy. Your worry is a warning flag. It's not a plan. So when it surfaces, ask yourself, what can you control right now? So by doing that, you actually shift your mental focus to your circle of influence, not the distant unknown, but what you can do in this moment. Because most of your worry will never happen. It's been shown, and studies have shown, that 85% of what you worry about never even occurs. And of the 15% that does, 97% of that you deal with better than what you expected, or it works out better than what you expected. So that means only 2 to 3% of what you worry about actually comes into fruition. The third thing you can do is to chunk your action, break your day into controlled, manageable units. So your brain, it loves those micro wins. So each small action you complete rewires the reward centers and dopamine floods in, and it just strengthens your executor identity. Fourth thing you can do is use grounding techniques. Use body-based practices to pull your mind into the present. One of my favorite ones is 4x4 breathing. So you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and you hold for 4 seconds. You can do muscle tensing and releasing, which is exactly what it says on the tin. Or you could do a sensory focus. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. So by doing this, it anchors your nervous system out of survival mode and into a calm, clear execution mindset. 5th thing you can do is build a present action ritual. So start every morning with a non-negotiable habit designed to focus you on what you can control. For example, write down 3 things you will do today and you won't worry about. List distractions that you will refuse to entertain. Set a 90-minute timer for undistracted execution or deep focus. Turn off notifications, phones on airplane mode, shut the door. If you're in an office, put headphones on, just totally undistractable. And the 6th thing you can do is journaling to clear the future fog. So instead of letting your worry stew, dump your concerns on a piece of paper, let all your thoughts out. But then once you've done that, immediately ask yourself, what is one tiny action I can do today to move towards that concern? So what that does is it actually transform your mental noise into actionable fuel. So your worry is a thief. It steals your present to pay for a future that may never come. So you don't need less fear. You need more control, more command of your mind. So your one action challenge, audit your last 72 hours and just find every moment you let worry freeze you or distract you. Write it down and then write down one tiny action that you could have taken right then to move forward instead of waiting. Don't just think it, write it down, because seeing it on that paper will make it so much clearer. Yeah, and then take that exact tiny action today when that same thought comes into your mind. Own the moment. Repeat this habit for 7 days and just watch how your mind stops stealing your days and you start building the future that you want. This isn't just a quick fix. It's a mindset shift. It's an identity shift. You're not the person who waits for certainty. You're the person who commands presence and purpose every single day. Own your today. Control your moments and build your legacy from now. As I always say, when you start to master your mindset, you'll master your life. So if you know someone who's drowning in future worries, then send them this episode. They may need this wake-up call more than they know. And you be there for them. Be their accountability partner. Hold them accountable. Check in on them. Make sure they're doing this. You're not here to play small. You're here to master your mindset and master your life. Thank you for listening. I really hope you got something from this. If you did, please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaways were. I would love to know. And also, if you would like me to cover anything, please drop me a message. My mission is to have a positive impact on this world. And you can help me do that by sharing this on your stories, by liking this podcast, by subscribing and by rating and reviewing. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. I really hope you got something from it. I hope you took something away and you implement something as well. So if you do, let me know what your results you got. Let me know how it impacted you, what difference it made. And I hope it helped you get from stuck to unstoppable. Thank you for listening.